during the session, whatever you might have question in your mind, you can ask. You can stop me in the middle and you can ask. So before starting the session, I would like to interact with the students. So let's see how many of you are present. Maybe 10 or 12 people are present. You can just unmute yourself one by one and tell me about your backgrounds. I'll call you by name one by one. So let's start with Oruna Behra. Just I just want a fair idea to understand what is the background of the students who are attending the sessions, so that I can go accordingly. So whether I have to speak more slowly and all those things. Daljit, then
Hi, hi, good evening, sir.
good evening. What is your background? I mean, are you from BTech background or studying in
Yeah,
schools?
sure. Sure, sir, sure. So this is Daljit Singh, and I'm an architect, and working as a senior architect in a multinational company.
Wow.
It's a government background. It's Sports Authority of India. I'm working as a senior architect there.
Okay, okay, okay.
And for my backgrounds, I did my graduation in 2014, and now I'm pursuing my master's in urban planning from reputed Lingyas Vidyapith College, sir, in Faridabad.
Okay, okay, okay. Mm, maybe Deepti Rani can go ahead. Lavanya Vishwas, are you there?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, yeah, your background, you can tell a bit about. Your voice is not audible. Okay, leave it, no need to worry. There is some disturbance in the audio, so okay, it's okay. So no need to be worried. Okay, okay. Uh, Noresh,
Yeah, hi, sir.
can you tell me a bit about your background?
So I'm basically a real estate professional, and to learn this course was just to add some knowledge in the scenarios, what's happening up around, to
Okay.
apply the knowledge into the real world
Hmm.
and see from the real estate point of view how it's going to take shape all over.
Hmm.
Basically, to add up to my knowledge, not going to use anywhere in engineering or something, just to add up my knowledge.
Okay, okay. Understood. For those of you who are working professionals, I don't know how much uh, the course will add value to your expertise. Maybe we as an academicians have a lot to learn from you. Okay, let's see. We will see in the process, because there will be two sessions every week. Mostly problem solving will there, and also along with certain conceptual understanding will also be there in those sessions. So one will be on Sunday evening 7 to 9 p.m. Another one will be on Tuesday evening, I believe, from 7 to 9. You can attend any of the sessions. uh, Both of the sessions will be beneficial for your understandings of the concepts and also solving assignments. So more or less the content those will be shared in those sessions will be the same, because there are two PMRF TAs are allocated for this course. So yeah, if you anyone else of you can want to express about their background, you are uh, free to express. The thing is that the course is basically designed for UG, undergraduate level, because just +2 level of knowledge is or maybe up to 10th level of knowledge will be sufficient for understanding the contents of the course, because NPTEL offers course to the general public of the India, so that's why the the entire content will be designed in such a way that it will be understandable to all the backgrounds. So very basic, the delivery will be done in a very basic way. Still, if you find it difficult to understanding, please you unmute yourself and stop me in the middle and say that please go slowly and please repeat if you have missed something. And also, if you are not able to attend live, then also no issue, because the entire recording will be uploaded in the YouTube channel along with the PPTs that will be shared. And if you want to know how you will access the recording and all, then please tell me, unmute yourself, or you can also write in the chat box. So I will demonstrate that thing for you. If you want to know how to access from the, you are unable to access from the course portal in the Swayam website, then also you can tell. Okay, so now let's start. Hope my screen is visible to you, and let's hope I am loud and clear to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my name is Sutanu Sadhukan. I have done my BTech and MTech both in the field of chemical engineering, and I am a PMRF student. So hence I am a teaching assistant. You may call me as a facilitator for the sessions, weekly interactive sessions. Presently, I'm a PhD student at IIT Bombay. So this is my YouTube channel. You can see here where the links will be uploaded. I am taking NPTEL PMRF sessions for the last 2 semesters. So here I have taken water-based course only. Still, it is not like that I'm just a facilitator. It is not like that I know everything. So sometimes I may mistake also during making you understand. So your knowledge, those of you especially who are from working background, who are working in the industries, they are most welcome, and it will be highly appreciated if they share their knowledge during the process. It will be encouraging and engaging to the other participants also. So yeah, I'm a chartered engineer, and the course title I'll be walking you through is Urban Utilities Planning, Water Supply, Sanitation and Drainage of the 2024, because last year also this course has been offered in the event semester by NPTEL. And those of you who are actually taking the NPTEL for any credit transfer reasons and all, they can also contact in your respective institutes. So if someone of you are studying, then you are taking the course for the credit transfer, then your institute will be able to answer questions related to those. Okay. So now for the planning of the urban utilities, water treatment is a major aspect, and nowadays membrane technologies are gaining importance day by day. And in any type of water treatment plants, basically your standby module, those of you who are working in industries, you will be able to understand that the standby concept is highly important, because if one machine stops running, then that is in non-operation. So if you don't want to stop the plant from operation, you just want to keep the plant running, then you have to switch on the standby machine which is in parallel, and close the isolation valves and repair that machine. So this is the idea of the standby mode. Later we will solving problems. We will come across in such concepts of standby. Okay. So this is the tentative overview of the Sunday evening sessions. Basically, Tuesday evening sessions will also be similar. So I forgot to edit it because last year I took the session in the Tuesday. So it will be in the Sunday. Yeah. So now the course code is AR18, which is originally offered by Dr. Devapratim Pandit, who is a professor of architecture and regional planning at IIT Kharagpur. You will be able to, the lectures are uploaded in the Swayam portal. You will be able to watch them there, because the sessions which will be occurring on a weekly basis, those will be based on the weekly lecture content only, that is regularly uploaded at the Swayam portal. Hope every one of you has gone through those lectures, at least for the first week's lectures, I think, because during solving those problems that will come across subsequently, the conceptual understanding you will be able to form once you have watched those lectures only in your Swayam portal. So hope every one of you have watched them. If not, also then also it's okay. You can watch that after the session also. So please go through the Dr. Pandit's lectures before attending the weekly assignment and problem solving sessions. Okay. So now where are we? We are at the first week. There will be 11 more weeks, and it will end on 12th October, on the day of 13th. So now we'll watch a video together to understand water demand in Gulf countries.
If you try to drink water from the ocean, it will be salty. It will dehydrate you and eventually kill you. This is why no one drinks ocean water. But what happens when you have nothing else left to drink? See, I am now in one of the driest countries in the world, the Emirates. It's a country.
Hope the audio is clear.
Yes, sir.
If it is not clear, then
With very little
It's
water.
clear, sir.
It has 0 rivers, it rains 10 days a year, it is surrounded by salty ocean water, and 90% of its groundwater is also salty. In other words, 10 million people live in the desert with not enough water to drink, not for humans or animals. This isn't just the Emirates. 99% of the world's water cannot be drunk. It's just too salty or too frozen. But for the first time ever, I want to show you the step-by-step process of how this country found water. The first thing they did is collect the only water they have, ocean water. Then they built this. Tens of these factories that specialize in one thing, removing salt from water. They take the ocean water, pressure it, and put it through a filter that does not allow salt to enter. Salty water goes in here, and fresh water exits from here. This is a crazy complicated process. Every day, not thousands, not millions, billions of liters of waters are cleaned this way. Every day, billions of liters of ocean water enter salty and leaves clean. Now, 90% of the entire country's water comes from the ocean. It is the highest in the world. Okay, so we're here at a farm in the middle of the desert, and I have this. This water came straight from the ocean, and it was desalinated in the process, and now you can use it to actually, feed the animals, feed the plants, and it's very cool, it's very warm, and it's very drinkable. That's magic! The next thing they did is even crazier. Instead of cleaning water, they created new water. And this is a true story. They sent planes all the way to the clouds and released salt in the air. They have a lot of it. Because of the salt, the clouds grow bigger and bigger, and eventually they rain fresh water into the country. This is called cloud seeding, and in 2017, they did it almost every single day. And when that water falls to the ground, they catch it. All the rainwater they collect here by building a huge dam. And this fresh water is what keeps the people alive. I don't think people appreciate this enough. But this water is fresh water, it's rainwater, that was supposed to go to the ocean and become salty. But they caught it before it went to the ocean in the middle of a dam, and they made this lake. But most importantly, you can drink this water. From desalination to cloud seeding to dam building to well building, humans are doing the impossible just to find water. And the big idea here is simple. If we have to go and seed clouds and do all this complicated stuff, the least we can do is save water when we can and turn off that water sink.
Yeah, so the video is taken from the YouTube basically. I have not made it, so I don't claim the copyright and etc. So it will be uploaded, and it is actually available in open domain. So whether uploading it, there will be no issues for copyright infringement and all. And now, so it was just on a light-hearted tone, uh, just to because this is a first session, so problem solving and all those thing. I mean, complicated problem solving will not be done in this session. Mostly MCQs will be there, but if time permits, we will see. We may solve couple of problems. Okay. Now, in the video you saw the thing called as cloud seeding. So the cloud seeding thing, it is a process that involves the introduction of various chemical agents into the clouds to enhance the chances of precipitation. Precipitation is simply raining. So there is a subtle difference between the precipitation and raining. Rainwater harvesting is an important aspect for urban water, rainwater harvesting and all before the water supply. So this precipitation may occur in the form of solid ice also, solid ice cubes, and raining will be there when the water is in liquid form. So also raining is a type of precipitation. Okay, so where the water is in liquid form. So but all precipitation may not be raining. So that's why. So precipitation is a more broader term. Now, so which one of the following institutes in India has undertaken a significant test flight last year with the aim of cloud seeding on June 22nd? This is the your first MCQ of today's session. So option A is IIT Bombay, where I am a PhD student. Option B is IIT Kanpur. This is my alma mater, where I did my MTech. C is IIT Roorkee. This is the oldest college, engineering college in India, I believe. So previously it was not IIT Roorkee, some civil, maybe civil architecture. Those two subjects go hand in hand. So it was made because of the road construction and all in the name of Roorkee University or something. Everybody knows it, all the names. And the D is option D is ISC Bangalore or Tata Institute. Yes, it is popularly called as Tata Institute in Bangalore. The local people don't know in the name of ISC Bangalore, but all the four are very popular institutes. So can you answer it? You can type your options in the chat box. Anyone? No one. There are 15. How many students are there? 14 students are there. Okay, Shondeep is telling us option D. Riza Ali, do you want to say something?
Yes. Sir, I have a few questions. My
Yeah,
question number one
go ahead.
is
Absolutely.
cloud
Yeah.
seeding. So,
Hmm.
what is the role of cloud seeding in hydrologic cycle?
Okay, so basically, yes, hydrological cycle or water cycle. It is. I don't know whether it is in your syllabus or not. We will see. But I thought it to incorporate in your understanding also. So if we see do the cloud seeding, you may see the water cycle is basically what happens that in a cyclic matter water rotates from the mountains, it comes to the river and it goes to the ocean, and then again from ocean the I know I feel you know that, and for the sake of the other students I am telling. So from the ocean the water gets vaporized and it becomes cloud by the movement of the air. That cloud goes to the hilly and mountain region, gets I mean it's due to the collision, actually it gets deposited in the form of very cold water or ice on the glaciers, and also in the form of glaciers in the polar region also. So now then due to the sunlight again the thing gets liquidated the from solid ice to liquid water, and again it flows to the river. So this is basically the complete water cycle. So if you do in as I'm from chemical engineering background, I can tell it from a chemical engineering perspective. So there is individual rates. If you imagine the water inside the river, so there is a rate of incoming, there is a rate of outgoing. If you imagine the ocean, if ocean as a system, so there is a rate of incoming, there is rate of outgoing, right? If you see the system of clouds, then there is a rate of incoming and rate of outgoing. And if you see the glaciers also, then also you will see there is a rate of incoming and rate of outgoing. So in each of these four systems, the water system, the ocean system, I mean river water system, ocean system, cloud system, and the glacier system in the polar region or in the for the at the source of the rivers, whichever it be. So in all these four systems, there will be a rate of incoming and rate of outgoing. Okay, so if the rate of incoming is equal to the rate of outgoing, then what happens that the system is in steady state. Let's say we take the ocean. If there is a rate of incoming of water and rate of outgoing of water from the ocean, and they are equal, outgoing in the form of vaporization or whatever, and incoming in the form of water from the river, so then the ocean is in steady state. The surface level of the ocean doesn't change much. But what happens if the rate of incoming is more than the rate of outgoing? Then the ocean level will increase. If the that will be the rate of accumulation will be there. It will be non-zero. And if it happens that the rate of incoming is less than the rate of outgoing, so that means more the water is getting evaporated, then the ocean level will decrease. So in this way, it will happen. Similarly, if we consider the cloud as a system, what is happening that if we are doing cloud seeding, the rate of outgoing is increasing. So initially, if we do a transient analysis over the time, you will see the total amount of cloud that is present in the Earth's atmosphere, it is decreasing due to the if cloud seeding is excessively done all over the world. Okay, so the system of total system of clouds will decrease because there will be rate of outgoing will be more than the rate of incoming, right? So this will happen, but eventually you cannot say that it will entirely disrupt or destabilize the ecosystem, because once nature sees that there is a vacancy in the cloud region, so this is it was previously in balance, now it is in disbalance. So again, nature will try to make it in balance, so it will increase the rate of evaporation in the ocean in some of the other way. So like that way, like that way, there are things in balance. So if you in our chemical engineering term, so the rates are dependent on many parameters. For example, the heat that is incoming from the sun, that is called the solar insolation. So cloud also affects the rate of heat incoming from the sun. Okay, so if clouds is there, most of clouds are white, so the sun rays, the insolation will be less, so most of the sun rays will get reflected. The transmitted rate of the sun's heat from the cloud will be less. So if you say that the clouds are less in the atmosphere, then the insolation will be more. That will eventually gradually increase the number of evaporation rates. So in this way, there are also the other factors. It is a very complicated phenomena, not that simple, but I understand it like this way only. So once human activity uh, tries to imbalance in some things on the nature brings it back in some other ways. So yeah, in this way it can affect the cloud seeding, can affect the environment. But it will not disrupt the system, as I can see. So hope that answers your question. So if you have still any doubt, you can ask.
Sir,
Yeah.
yeah, sir. Basically, uh, water cycle starts from ocean.
Okay.
Because from ocean water evaporates and go to the atmosphere and come back in terms of rainfall,
Mm.
and then from river is again go back to the to the ocean. My question is, how about cloud seeding, where uh, ocean is not close, like in Rajasthan or some desert areas? So how this works in how cloud seeding works there?
Yes, yes, yes. So basically, cloud seeding is designed for them only, where the water naturally is not present. Um, how it is done? So there are many processes of cloud seeding. So the answer to the previous, I am coming to your, I'm coming to the answer of your question subsequently. So those of you who have answered option B, IIT Kanpur is the correct answer. Shondeep probably have given option D. Anyways, but this is just a memory question, memory based question. There is no, if you know that, no, there is no concept involved in it. Okay. So now how the cloud seeding is done, as Raja Ali, I mean, contextually asked. So it was a good question. So the thing is that it can be done by chemicals or salts. So there are basically two types uh, by which I mean the cloud seeding can be done with the help of chemicals or salts. One is called the dynamic seeding, and another one is called the static seeding. So the dynamic seeding is done with the help of hygroscopic materials, example sodium chloride, to exploit the latent heat released by freezing. And the static seeding is done uh, by chemicals like silver iodide, potassium iodide, dry ice, or which is basically nothing but the solid carbon dioxide, the liquid propane that expand into gas after release, etc. Upon sufficient growth, the liquid droplets become heavy enough to fall as precipitation from the clouds. So why cloud seeding is done? It is done where the naturally water is not available, where the ocean is not available, where the river is not available, but cloud is present on the atmosphere. But what happens that the natural condition, just like Sahara desert or in Gulf countries or in our Thor desert, so or the natural condition is not conducive for the precipitation to occur. So then what happens? Humans go by aeroplane to those regions, and they spread these chemicals in the atmosphere so that cloud gets precipitated in those regions and fall in the form of water. Then eventually it will go to either to ocean, or it may go to the groundwater recharge. Anyways, but water will fall in that region where the cloud is present in the atmosphere, but cloud is flowing, but it has not attained the saturation level. So that's why we are using artificial means to make the cloud saturation level, so that the water holding capacity of the air becomes less than the cloud water that is present on the in the air, so that the clouds gets precipitated and the rainfall occurs in those regions where the ocean is far away, or uh, where the your river is far away. But you have to understand that cloud is present in and above of every region. In the atmosphere, cloud is present. Okay, some places it is saturated condition. There the rainfall occurs, and in some places it is not in the saturated condition. So there are different types of clouds like cumulonimbus and all. I have no detailed idea on that. So another one process of cloud seeding can be done by electric charges. So from 2021, UAE, that you saw in the video, United Arab Emirates is using this technology. So drones equipped with payloads of electric charge emission instruments and customized sensors are used in this process. And those drones fly at low altitudes to deliver electric charge to the air molecules. Okay. So another one, third process of the cloud seeding can be done by IR, that is infrared laser pulses. So electronic laser assisted water condensation mechanism directed to the air above. This is nothing but the IR laser pulse induced cloud seeding, which was first tested in Berlin of Germany in 2010 by researchers from the University of Geneva. Laser pulses in this case encourage atmospheric sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide to form particles acting as seeds. Okay, so these are the process how the cloud seeding through these three types of process cloud seeding can be done, where the natural water resources like ocean or river is not there, it is far away by human intervention. So hope it helps. Reja, do you have any further question, or anyone else have any further question they can ask?
Yeah, I have further question. So, what is the prerequisite for cloud seeding? Is there some clouds already there, or then we start cloud seeding? And what time of the year we do cloud seeding, and what is the altitude for the cloud seeding?
Yes. So basically, I don't uh, remember the numerical data currently, but you will see that there are troposphere, stratosphere, then ionosphere, magnetosphere. There are many types of terminologies based on the height with which our atmosphere that is surrounding the Earth, that is divided, right? Ozonosphere and all. But the cloud mainly remains in the troposphere stratosphere region. It doesn't go beyond that. So you just Google it. The range of operation of the troposphere and stratosphere, within which kilometer it is present. So within that region only cloud seeding can be done, not beyond or below that region. Okay. So now another question was the time. So the time is dependent on the demand. So let's say you are in a water scarce region, you are cultivating, you are doing some agriculture, and that agriculture has a particular needs a particular temperature. And let's say the let's say throughout the year there is a particular time, particular range of months within which that kind of sunlight, that kind of temperature is there, or maybe the user demand is there during that particular time period. Then only that particular time you will do the cloud seeding, because it will immediately if you do the cloud seeding, immediately it will the rainfall will occur. What are the prerequisites? Let's say clouds must be present in the atmosphere, which is true in all of the cases. Just like I told before, that cloud seeding, rainfall doesn't occur only when the cloud is not in saturated condition. So whenever the targeted region, the government plans that these regions there must be rainfall based on the demand of the market. Maybe it may be the agricultural demand. Okay, so based on for agricultural demand, these certain places we have to do the cloud seeding. Then only it will be done in a targeted way based on the time demand also of that particular region. So cloud seeding will be done. Cloud is already present in the air. Even if the after also cloud seeding, the amount of cloud gets reduced. But again, as I told, that based on the rate thing. So because the cloud in the atmosphere gets reduced, the incoming solar radiation is more. So that's why it hits the ground up. And again, maybe I think you are asking this question because there is no water body, so hence the sunlight is coming, and how can the cloud is forming in that region? Cloud is not forming in that region. Cloud is coming in that region from the surrounding region. If there is some gradient, let's say in some region there is a vacancy in something, the moisture present in the water is less in some region and more in some region. So high moisture content will flow from this region to this region. If the cloud is some certain atmospheric region is less in cloud and certain atmospheric region is more in cloud, so from this region, more region, it will flow to the lesser region. And again, in the more region, there will be a vacancy will be created. To fulfill the vacancy, the evaporation rate will increase. In this way, the things occurs in the water cycle. So hope it's uh, clears the understanding.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay, you can stop me n number of times and you can ask questions, and you are, I mean, definitely you are encouraged to ask those questions, and because during the explanations process also some new things comes and further concepts are clarified. Okay, so now we will go to our next question. In the video you saw that they are telling that you cannot drink seawater. Why? Because if you drink seawater, dehydration will occur. Okay, so this question is based on that only. Which one of the following processes is responsible for getting dehydrated by drinking salt water? Option A is osmosis, option B reverse osmosis or RO, option C is phagocytosis, option D is endocytosis. So you can type your answer in the chat box. Why, by which process, if you drink seawater, your body will get dehydrated? So that's why you cannot drink seawater, because water is present. 1/3 of the earth's surface is water, but 1/3 or 2/3, I forgot. Yeah, it's 2/3, I think. Yeah, 1/3 is your soil. So you can drink at any time, but you cannot drink because most of the water is salty from time immemorial. We don't know when the water was in uh, pure form for us to drink. It may happen in some time, we don't know. As per our knowledge, water was salty uh, since whatever we have discovered. Okay, so Onkar Chhabra is telling as option 1, that is osmosis. Any other? Please go ahead. 13 students are there. Some are joining in the middle and leaving. It will happen. You will see that after first 1-2 sessions, the number of students steeply gets decreased in every PMRF session. So, but anyways, the things will be uploaded. Surekha wants to say something.
Yes, sir.
Katoppo, yeah, go ahead.
Sir, answer is number 2.
Number 2, reverse osmosis. Okay, you can type your answer in the chat box. One is telling as Daljit and Onkar is telling option 1 osmosis. Surekha is telling option 2 reverse osmosis. Anyone else? Otherwise, we will go with the answer. Okay. So let's see. If you just for your understanding, it is just a hint. What is basically your osmotic flow? So there are different types of membranes. These membranes may be natural, or this membrane may be it may so happen that industries are preparing this membrane artificially for membrane based water treatment processes. So these type of membranes have different types, like the permeable membrane, impermeable membrane, semi-permeable membrane, selectively permeable membrane, etc., etc. So the permeable membrane lets everything to pass through it. The just like you can consider a sieve to be a permeable membrane. Okay, So the impermeable membrane is something which lets nothing to pass through it. That's why it's called as impermeable. So if the membrane is semi-permeable membrane, it lets fluids to pass through it, but prevents the solid particles to pass through it. It retains every solid particle. So it is called as the semi-permeable membrane, just like reverse osmosis membrane. RO membrane is basically your uh, semi-permeable membrane. And all the other membranes, the nanofiltration, ultrafiltration, microfiltration, all the other types of membranes are called as selectively permeable membranes. That means it passes all the liquid through it, liquid and fluid through it. It may be gas also, but solids it may retain selectively. But some solids it will let pass through it, and some solids it will retain. So this is called as the selective. All the four types of membranes. Among all the four type of membranes, the osmotic membrane or the reverse osmotic membrane are basically your semi-permeable membranes. Okay, so if you consider a YouTube channel which is separated by a membrane, and one side of that YouTube you have put pure water, and one side of the YouTube you have put salt water, then what will happen if you keep it naturally, you will see that water from the less concentration region, less salt concentration region will flow into the more concentration region. That means pure water will enter through the membrane and come into the high salt concentration side. Whereas if you put artificial pressure in the uh, higher salt concentration side, then through the membrane, the water molecule will pass through and come into the pure water side, and salt will be retained in the high salt concentration side. So if you are applying artificial pressure, it is called as RO or reverse osmosis. If you are applying if you are not applying any artificial pressure, uh, the water will naturally flow from the pure side to the more salt concentration side. So if you drink the salt water and dehydration is being done to your body, then it is a natural process, right? You are not applying any, I guess option 2. Okay, so in this natural process you are not applying any artificial pressure. So that's why whoever said it, option 1 osmosis, it is the correct answer only. Okay, so you see that naturally water is flowing from the less pure water side to the the more pure water side to the high salt concentration side, right? So the amount of pressure that you need to put in the high concentration side in order to prevent the flow, that is called as the delta P, or osmotic pressure gradient. If you want to do the reverse osmosis process to purify salt water, you have to put osmotic pressure, put pressure which is more than that delta P, which is more than that osmotic pressure. Okay, so this is a concept which is used in your RO process also. In your home, there is, you will see, in some of you have got RO filters in your home to purify water. So this concept actually is applied there. Okay, so now for understanding what is happening in the cell in terms of the influx or outflux of the water, so there are basically three types of thermodynamic systems. In one side, that is called as the closed isolated system. And the other side, it is called as the open system. Open system means what? Any imaginary system or actual physical system which is exchanging your mass and energy with its surrounding, it is called as an open system. And what is an isolated system? Which is not exchanging mass or energy. So neither mass nor energy is being exchanged between the system and its surrounding. It is called as the isolated system. In between the isolated system and the your open system, there is one system called as the closed system. So where only one either mass or energy will be transferred, both will not be transferred, both will not be exchanged with the surrounding. So you can consider a cell as a closed system where the only the mass is getting transferred. So you may consider as mass as a very condensed form of energy. So along with mass also energy is getting transferred, where the cell is surrounded by a physical boundary layer which is called as the cell membrane in case of animal cells, or cell wall in case of uh, in case of uh, plant cells. Okay, now the cell wall or cell membrane, whichever, that is basically your it is a osmotic membrane. Basically osmotic membrane means it is a semi permeable membrane. So what happens that uh, based on the surrounding fluid that is present outside of the cell, the condition with respect to the inner fluid condition of the cell can be classified into three categories: hypertonic, isotonic, and hypotonic conditions. Okay, whenever the outside condition is more than the inside concentration of the cell, let's say it is a salt concentration or sugar concentration, but in terms of that salt or sugar concentration, the outside concentration is more than the inner side concentration, then it is called as hypertonic condition. If the both conditions are equal, so outside concentration is equal to the inside concentration of the cell in terms of sugar, salt, whatever, it is called as the isotonic condition. And hypotonic, what is hypotonic? When the external water is pure than the inside. So external water is your more, I mean, is the concentration is very less as compared to the inside concentration of sugar, salt, whatever. So what will happen in case of isotonic condition? The rate of the water influx and the rate of the water outflux will be equal. So that's why there will be no change in the volume of the cell. Do you understand? So it is an ideal condition. Whenever we specify the parameters for your drinking water, let's say the salt concentration must not be higher than this, must not be lesser than this. This is your called as the isotonic condition. So it will not make your cell to swell or contract. Okay. What happens when it is in hypertonic condition? Then water from the less concentration flow to the more concentration, just like your dehydration. When you drink the salt water of the ocean, your cells gets dehydrated because the water gets squeezed out from your cell into the outer environment, and dehydration occurs. What is in hypotonic condition? Let's say what will be the hypotonic condition? If you drink, let's say uh, what is called as your distilled water. So distilled water is not a drinkable water. If you drink distilled water, it will be your hypotonic condition. The outside water is so pure, it is so devoid of salts and sugar, it will enter your cell under the hypotonic condition and your cell will swell. So these three are the so I hope you get to understand. So that the process of water intake is called as the pinocytosis. Yeah. So the process of solid matter intake in the cell is called as the phagocytosis, and the process through which the cell excretes something outside into the bloodstream or into the body fluid stream, that process is called as the exocytosis. So endocytosis and exocytosis, there are two types of endocytosis. There is pinocytosis and phagocytosis. So whatever we discussed here, that comes under the pinocytosis. The other things are not in the syllabus. Okay. So now let's come to our next question, which is a multiple choice question. So hope everyone was clear about whatever we discussed, we have discussed till now. So if anyone of you has any doubt, you can ask.
Yes, sir. Sir, I want to add something. Uh, Dehydration is not only because of the drinking of
Yes,
seawater, but
definitely,
also when there is a hot environment, hot and
definitely,
humid environment.
definitely. This is what you saw here. It is one of the many parameters. So dehydration may cause also due to many other factors. Let's say you drink water very less, then also dehydration will occur. Even if the weather is not hot and humid. If the weather is hot and humid, then also dehydration will occur. That entire thing is based on the rate. If you consider a system, and if you consider the rate of incoming and rate of outgoing, if the rate of outgoing is more than the rate of incoming, it calls as dehydration. If the rate of in terms of water flow, if the rate of incoming is more than the rate of outgoing, the swelling will occur. Or if it is a solid system, non inanimated system, let's say it is not a living system, for example pond, any water bodies, the rate of incoming is more than the rate of outgoing. What may be the source of rate of incoming? It may be river stream, it may be streams from your drains, it may be streams from your precipitations. What may be rate of outgoing? Rate of outgoing means groundwater recharge, maybe human consumption by pumping and all. So these may be rate of outgoing. See, if the rate of outgoing is less than the rate of incoming, then it will overflow. The water will overflow into uh, side, what is called side, your lands, the lands that is present in the side region. So it is called as your flooding condition. If the rate of outgoing is more than the rate of incoming, what will happen? The water level will decrease. That's all. You have to consider what are the what may be the parameters of rate of outgoing, what may be the parameters of rate of income. So that's all. So here only one condition was discussed, which is your based on the osmotic pressure difference. Based on if the system, two systems is separated by a semi-permeable membrane, and there is a concentration difference between these two systems, then due to the osmotic flow, the dehydration or swelling may occur. That's all. So there are also certain other parameters, as you correctly said.
Yeah, sir, I want to add something more.
Okay.
Whatever you're describing is also called water balance, and there is an equation for water balance which is used in your subject, like water, wastewater, and
Yes.
stormwater,
Yes.
especially in stormwater.
Yes. Yes. It is just, yes, definitely. So the water balance equation, you can see, it is a very general equation. So if you in a chemical engineering terms, it is called as a control volume. If you take a control volume and take any parameter, it may be a concentration, it may be water, it may be energy, whatever, and you do the balance, you do mass balance, heat balance, like that. So water balance equation is nothing but a mass balance equation. You are even not considering the energy. That's all. So there are general balance equations. So like in momentum terms, these are called the Navier-Stokes equation. In those things will come. So these are in all the all the phenomena in terms of water, in terms of energy, I mean fluid, energy, momentum, whatever. These all together are clubbed in one single subject, which is called as the transport phenomenon. If you just, if you ever studied in your undergrads or postgrads the term about, have you ever heard about the transport phenomena? But all the balances comes together, everything comes together. So water balance is just a subcategory of it. Okay, which is related to our syllabus. So that's why I am discussing based on the water aspects only, not going to other energy and all. So, but in general terms, if you understand, so you will see that in any branch, even if in electrical engineering, so it has got certain analogy there also. So there is no rocket science involved. Okay.
Yeah, so there is one thing, I think, law of conservation of mass.
Yes. Yes. That's all. That's all.
That's the basic of all those things.
Yes. Yes.
So
Definitely.
in is equal to out plus storage.
Yes. 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 Yeah. Right. Okay. Law of conservation of mass and energy. Yeah. Definitely. So now we will go to our next MCQ. So hope it was clear to everyone till now. So the next MCQ is, which one among the following options doesn't reduce groundwater levels in urban areas? So option A is rapid urbanization. Option B, watershed developments. Option C, uncontrolled water extractions, and option D is increased constructions. So you can answer, type your answer in the chat box. Okay, two people have answered, Shundeep and Probin. So if you see that you go, I mean, for those of you who are not working, who are in college or in schools and attending this course, for them I will tell, once you go into the industry for working, I am having also 2 years of work experience. One in Kolkata I worked, and another one after MTech I worked in Galaxy Services Limited of Mumbai. So once you go into the industries, you will see that industry, whatever the job is done being done there, so it is not very rocket science thing. It is very, I mean, nothing very nothing very deep or intuitive thing is there. So it is basically same. I mean, yeah, somebody raised their hand, I think, to say something. No one.
So my doubt is that like rapid urbanization will like the thing here can just reduce the water level. Like everything will reduce the water level, no sir?
Uh, Yes, so water level will be reduced by everything, but you have to look at what system here we are discussing. Here we are discussing the system which is called as the groundwater. So if you consider the groundwater as the system, what basically happens, you have to, again, the same thing comes here. So you have to consider the outgoing parameters and incoming parameters. That's all. So if you see the just we will discuss the answer. So the people who are answering it as option B, that is water set development, they have answered it correctly. For the Tanisha's understanding also, I will tell that if you see the groundwater system, so what will happen if you increase the construction, you will do rapid urbanization. It is basically human construction. Okay, so because human will be living, maybe it may be a scientific development for any research, it may be an office space, it may be your household housing complexes, it may be an industrial development, whatever. So both in case of rapid uh, urbanization and increased construction, there will be humans will be living. So if the humans are living in that space, so what will happen? They will draw water from the environment for their usage. Okay. So if the water is not present in river or pond, or rainwater harvesting is not done, generally what happens? That people withdraws that water from groundwater, because you will see my home is situated in beside the river Ganges, which is called as the Hooghly River in West Bengal. So there, the municipality, what the municipality corporation, what they do, they draw the water from the river, they purify it, and they supply to the people. But if you consider a total state, within the state, the district, you see the blocks inside the districts, blocks or towns, whatever. Only the towns occupies very small area which is located beside any river or sub river. But if you consider a block that is mainly your the rural area, so that is occupies the major portion of any district. So there it is not situated beside the river. So what happens when the river, the rural area is getting converted into an urban area? What happens? That the more and more groundwater withdrawal will be there, because it is not situated outside the river. And also the rainwater harvesting projects are not there. If the rainwater is harvesting projects are there, then it will not happen. But otherwise, you will see some percentage will be taken from the rainwater, and some percentage will be taken from the groundwater. So as a result, what will happen if you consider the groundwater system? The water will go outside, and the rate of recharge with which the level of groundwater was increasing earlier, the rate remains the same, but the rate of withdrawal gets increases. So if the rate of withdrawal is more than the rate of incoming, then the level gets decreased. It may be a visible surface level, or it may be the level can be indirectly determined by the quantity of water present in that system, in the total quantity of water present. If you just imagine it in a bowl, and if you imagine it has a certain volume in space, so like that way you can imagine it. So in this way, the rapid urbanization and increased construction will definitely reduce the groundwater. Uncontrolled water extraction is a direct thing. So where you are extracting the water from groundwater itself, so that will definitely decrease the water level. Water set development, what it is doing? If you are developing a watershed, you are, I mean, basically it adds to your groundwater recharge. or you may developing the watershed for some other purposes. You are replacing the groundwater as the source. You are replacing the watershed in the place of groundwater. Okay, so you are not withdrawing water from the groundwater. Either you are withdrawing water from the watershed. In that, in there, the groundwater level remains the same. But whenever using the watershed to recharge groundwater, in that case, groundwater level will increase. It will not reduce. So only the option B is something which doesn't reduce the groundwater level. All the three options contributes to the reduction of the groundwater level. Hope this is clear.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I want to add something.
Yeah.
So for the groundwater levels fluctuate around a year, and there are two factors which are contributing to. Number one is the rainfall.
Hmm.
So how much rainfall is, and number two is the soil. So what type of soil is?
Yes.
If the soil is permeable, so automatically this will go more water into the groundwater.
Yes.
That's I want to add.
Yes,
Thank you.
definitely. And also what happens that, yeah, and also what happens in the urban area, there is a concept called as paved area and non-paved area. If the paved area means what? Whatever the nature of the soil be, there is concrete construction on the soil. And non-paved area means where the soil is exposed in a bare manner to the atmosphere or air. So that is the non-paved area. So groundwater recharge occurs only through the paved area. Groundwater recharge does not occur to the unpaved area. Unpaved area means where the concrete construction is there on the ground level. So if you see the urbanizations and rapid constructions, in those cases the paved area is more as compared to the unpaved area. So previously the rate of the groundwater recharge, whatever was happening, that happens less in case of the urbanization or construction, because paved area is the unpaved area which was earlier there, that is covered with paved area. And the groundwater recharge through soil, the rate of the groundwater recharge through soil, it occurs in a certain rate, but in paved area it almost doesn't occur. But the rate of occurrence of groundwater recharge through paved area is almost negligible as compared to the unpaved area, through unpaved area, whatever the nature of the soil. So that is also one reason for which the groundwater recharge becomes less. Okay, so now we'll maybe it is 8:06 now. We can take 5 minutes break. We will join at 8:10 or 11. Do you want break? So we can wait for 5 minutes. Then we'll discuss the next MCQ. Okay. So I'll be here. You can take a bio break and again come and rejoin on 8:10. We'll start at 8:11. Okay. And I am here in the meantime. If you want to ask me any question or if you want to discuss something, just Reza is actively contributing, so it is highly appreciated. So you can always ask or you can contribute. And the thing is that, as I was telling earlier, so if you those of you who are in your bachelor or master's level and planning to join in any industry, so you will see whenever you go into an industry, it will whatever the work you will be doing there, you will come across many fancy terminologies. So those are the only thing, those are the language through which the industrialists talk. Okay, so if this architecture field, there are certain different terminologies. If you go into the civil field, there are certain different terminologies. If you go into the electrical or chemical or any other field, there are certain different terminologies. But if you just go into deeper into those terminologies, what they mean, then you will see in first at the beginning you will be certain puzzled that whatever they are telling I am not understanding, that's all. But once you go in deeper into those terminology, you will see that in your field you have studied something which is related to that thing. So similar thing, just in a different terminologies, because that field has been developed in a certain different way through ages of human excellence. So that's why You don't have to be, I mean, you can confidently work in any areas once you complete these NPTEL courses and your coursework. That's right. Yeah. Mohiten, Numan, yeah, definitely we can get a recorded version of this. We are actually basically recording. Recording is ongoing, and at the end, in every week, there will be 12 week into 2 hours equals to 24 hours of recorded lectures will be uploaded, and the link will be shared. If you are unable to access the recording, then please unmute yourself. I mean, this is the first week obviously, but if you are unable to understand how to access those recording, then you tell me, I will demonstrate. If you are I mean, or you can check. Okay. So I'll demonstrate that whenever we can. Okay. So I will unshare and reshare my screen. Windows enter screen. Let me share. What is it? Not being done. Yeah. So if you go to your what is called NPTEL the Swayam portal, this website, https://onlinecourses.nptel.ac.in, NOC 24 AR18. AR18 is the course code, NOC 24 is the year in which it is being offered. So this is the website. If you go in this website, okay, you will see the course content like this way. At the end of the course content, I think it is not yet uploaded. So at the end of the course content, there will be one option. It is not there till now. So at the below, you will see at the left hand side like this way, week 0, week 1, week 2, and below that there is transcript. So below the transcript, there one option will be available. The name will be something like this: problem solving session 2024, like that way. So if you click on that, you will be able to access. Okay, all of the recorded lectures will be uploaded in your.
Okay, sir, understood. In the site, right?
Yeah. So there the everything will be shared. Okay, now hopefully everyone is back. We can resume to our next topics. Sir, what will these questions appear in NPTEL exams? NPTEL exam, whatever the assignments you will do, your NPTEL exams will be based on those assignments. So you will see that 1 or 2 weeks, let's say this is your week sec 2 is going, right? So in week 2, within week 2, you have to submit the assignment of the week 1, and week 2's lectures you have to study. And what will happen in the week 3? You will get the answer of the week 1. You have to submit the answer of the week 2, and you will have to go through the lectures of the week 3. Okay. What will happen at the week 4? You have to submit the assignments of the week 2. You will get the solution of the assignment of the week 3, and you will have to attend the lectures of the week 4. So in this way it will go. And also the timeline as per which the problem, I mean the problem solving sessions and live interactive sessions which we PMI to TS conduct, I have shared at the beginning what is the timeline. So you have to go along that also. So these sessions will help you for your understanding of the weekly lectures. Those are being occurred in subsequent weeks. So whatever is happening in the week parallelly, if you have any doubt or got any doubt, you can ask those questions in the live interactive session. If you are able to answer, we will answer immediately, or we will answer that in our subsequent classes. We will note down and we will answer that in our subsequent classes. And these solutions of those assignments that we will get in the second week of every that particular week. So you have to study those assignments solution before appearing to your final NPTEL exam. Am I clear? So in this way, for Tanisha, I just told. So before your NPTEL exam, you have to download all the solutions of all the week's assignments. So those you can study. So if you will just spend, let's say these are only 2-hour sessions. You either you will be attending Sunday or you will be attending Tuesday. SAT's lectures will be 2 hours, like that way. So and solving assignments maybe 1 hour, solving and studying assignments, those things. So you can consider it to be a 5-hour thing. If you dedicated 5 hours per week, this is a total 12 weeks course. So 5 into 12 equals to 60 hours you have to dedicate. This is the thing. Also all the things, all the, if you are regarding our live interactive session, I will tell that you don't have to, it's just for learning. If you are not understanding, then you have to attend. You have for understanding, you just go through the slides also. You don't have to attend to the entire recording. If you are able to go through these slides quickly, maybe 2-hour session may be done in 1 hour also. So 16 hours can be reduced to 50 hours also. So if you give total 50 hours of education, you will be get a very good grade in your NPTEL exam. That's all. Okay. Now, one more question was this, sir. How do we treat polluted groundwater? Example, due to industrial pollution, leachate, etc. Yeah, just any brief technology method. Definitely. We'll come into the treatment technologies because my research area in IIT Bombay is related to membrane technologies. We'll solve, but it is not entirely related to your urban planning syllabus also. So we'll solve certain aspects of membrane technologies, which will be related to your urban planning and all. There is membrane treatment plant which is present inside the urban areas. So if you can see the for polluted water, there are two things. One is water treatment and another one is wastewater treatment. So water treatment done before the usage of the water. Wastewater treatment is done after the usage of the water. Okay. So what is the targeted use? Based on that, the treatment technologies are designed. Let's say you are an industrialist, you are going to use the water in your boiler, let's say, and within the boiler there is certain hardness limit that should be used for your boiler. So if the hardness is more, there will be scaling in the cell and tube heat exchanger that is present inside your boiler, and eventually the heat transfer rate will become less and it will blast like that way. Some problem may get apart. So that's why it is kind of pre-treatment. Before the usage, you have to treat the water. Okay, it is an upstream process. Okay, so where the deionization, decalcification, these things are done. Water softening, these things are done. Okay, after use, what happens? Industrial waters, there are leachates like oils. Oils are present inside the water. So we'll come in subsequent lecture how to treat the oil in the downstream section. So there you can use several technologies like graphene foams for the absorption, membrane technologies, and also there are what there are several other water treatment technologies also apart from membrane technologies like activated sludge process, trickling filter, many things are there. So we'll come across that. So different unit operations of the entire treatment plant is designed to reduce certain different parameters. So let's say for reducing the solid constant, there is one filter, let's say simple filter. For reducing the BOD or COD content, that is a biological oxygen demand or chemical oxygen demand, that will come in subsequent classes. So for reducing those components, those particular unit operations in that plant are called as the your aeration tank. Okay, so in this way several many things are there, so we will come one by one. So in general, this is the idea. The water treatment can be divided into two types. One is upstream or another is downstream, and the downstream mainly is used for the industrial pollution treatment, removing leachates and all for the water. Okay, for before the throwing that water into the environment. And if you in taking that environment for your use, either for your personal use and for your industrial use, depending on the use, basically there are different treatment methods. Okay, now coming to our next MCQ. Which one among the following United Nations initiatives envisages availability and sustainable management of water for all by the year 2030? Okay, so option A is SCM or Smart Cities Mission. Option B is SDG. Sorry, it will be SDD. SDG, that is Sustainable Development Goal. So there are many types of sustainable development goals. Those who are working in industries, they will be able to better answer this. So I think there are 16 sustainable development goals of United Nations. I'm not sure. 16, I think, yeah. And option D is NG, that is Nomami Gange project. So which one among the following options is the UN initiative which envisage the availability and sustainable management of water for all by 2030? Option B is saying as Provin is saying option B. Sundiman, okay. You change to option C. Any other? Hmm. B for health, I guess. C is water sanitation. I also think it is like that. C is majorly okay. Yes, Nawami Gange mission, definitely it is based in India and based on the river Ganges. It, I mean, for all of the people of the world, it should not be an UN initiative, right? It should be among the other three, A, B, and C. So D cannot be any option. It will be among A, B, and C. So let's say many people have answered it to be C, and I think it is a correct answer. So the option C, SDG 6, is the UN initiative for water for all by 2030. Okay. So this is also in option C. Okay, well, if you are correct. The first session is maybe seem to, I don't know whether you are enjoying or you are feeling bored, because this is the first session we are doing only MCQs. In the later sessions, some problems may come, difficult problem, or some answers may be difficult to answer. These are only your basic these are memory based questions. If you have watched these SATs lectures, then you will be able to understand, you will be able to answer. Okay. So now next it is an MSQ, that is multiple select question. Those of you who are appearing for GATE exam, or those of you who have appeared for GATE exam already, you know about the concept. Multiple choice means there will be multiple choice but single answer will be correct. But in case of multiple select questions, multiple of choice will be there, but more than one options may or may not be correct. So one options may be correct or more than one options may be correct. There is no guarantee. That is called as multiple select question. But in NPTEL, in your assignments, if you give any wrong answer, I don't know about the final exam, but I don't believe that there will be any negative marking in your assignment. So I think you can confidently answer the questions whenever you can, or you don't, you are not able. In both the cases, I don't think there will be any negative marking in case of assignment. Okay. So now next MSQ is, which of the following technique is or are used for empirical model development under hydrology? Option A is so option P is measurements of soil moistures using sensors. Option Q is ANN, that is artificial neural networks. Option R is PQRS. Option R is measurements of surface flows using floats. Option S is ARIMA, that is autoregressive integrated moving average. It is basically a statistical method. So one or two options among the following may be correct as the techniques which is or are used for empirical model development under hydrology. So you can type your answer in the chat box. These artificial neural network, AI, ML, data science, these things are a very buzzing field nowadays. Most of the industry jobs are basically in these fields. If you have taken computer science, then it is guaranteed that you will get a, and with a specialization in these areas, so it is guaranteed that you will get a job in the market. But if you are in a core field like in civil department or in any uh, department like myself, is chemical engineering, so it will happen that you may not get an industry job. They may demand you to have worked previous work experience for 2 3 years. Then only they will, at least 5 years in some cases also, 5 or 7 years, then only you get job. Go in your LinkedIn and you search for job, you'll see the scenario. So these are very buzzing. The ANN, AI, these are very buzzing field nowadays. There are many interesting movies also based on the AI. One movie name is AI, that is very old. Another one is Megan, if you have seen it. And another one is Her, which released in 2013. Another one was recently released, Atlas. I saw it, very interesting. You can watch those movies. Yeah, Sandeep is selling as Q and S. Daljit is saying as S. Raja is saying as all. Any other students? So you are all only answering. What about other students? Who else are there? Let me see. Reddy Gayatri. I have not seen your answer. Samadhi Madhavak. Srinidhi Mangayadok. I have not seen answers from you three. You can also answer. Go ahead. It is just for practice. There is no need to be shy away. No marking will be there. I am no one that I will not be your evaluator for the exams. So I am not marking students that he or she is giving good answers, he and she is not giving good answers. So I should give good marks to them, not good marks to. It is not like that. So you just go ahead and answer whatever is coming in your mind. Okay. So I think Sandeep has stated it correctly. Q and S is the correct answer. So the basically the method is ARIMA, autoregressive integrated movie average. It is a statistical method for processing data. And how it is processing? It is processing through the artificial neural network for empirical model development under hydrology. Not hydrology, it is has been asked in hydrology because it is related to your syllabus. In many other fields also it is used. After ARIMA, then ANN for the data processing and machine learning and all. Okay. So now let's go to our next MCQ, that is multiple choice question. Which one among the followings is an absolutely essential part of the operations and maintenance stage in the process of infrastructure planning? Option A is tariff setting, option B is environmental impact assessment, or EIA in short it is called. Option C is phasing, and option D is treatment plant design. You can answer, type your answer in the chat box. I'll wait for 3 minutes. If you have any question, you can ask on whatever we have discussed till now. Shondeep is telling us option C, option A, Naresh Chawla left. Any other? Have you all watched the recording of Dr. Pandit's lecture, which was uploaded in the website Swayam? I highly encourage all of you. Let's say it is the first week. let's say whenever I will be telling about the things in that week 2, then before attending the uh, next interactive session, which will occur on the 4th August 2024, or some of you may attend in the Tuesday session also, whichever is comfortable to you. In the 6th August 2024 also, somebody else also left. Okay. So even if you are watching the recordings, you are not attending the live. In that case also, before watching, let's say week 2's interactive session, either live or recording, you have to, what you have to do? You have to do the assignment of week 1. You have to watch the Dr. Devapratim's lectures of week 1 and 2. These 3 things you have to done. You have to do, and also you have to download that. You can do at the end also, or at the end of doing your before your exam also, final exam also, you can do that. That you have to download the assignment of week 0 in so if you are attending the if you are attending my lecture of week 3, before that you have to do 3 things. You have to do the lecture, you have to do the assignment of week 2, you have to watch the lecture of the week 3, and week 2's lecture is already watched before attending my session in week 2. That is the thing. 2 things actually basically you have to do, not much. Before attending any interactive session, you have to do the assignment of the previous week, and you have to attend the lecture of Dr. Pandit of that week. That's all. Okay, so we'll go with the answer. Daljit is no, Daljit was previous answer. Sondip is telling us A, Reja and Daljit is telling us option B. Okay. Whoever else is there in the session. Ah, great. Many people are there. All are not left. Ah. So option A, tariff setting, is the correct answer. This is just a memory-based question. Sondip has given the correct answer. Essential. So environmental impact assessment is done. It is not an essential part of when the plant is already set up and it is in running conditions. It is then only the operations, maintenance, those things comes, right? Environmental impact assessment for Aja and Doljit, I am telling, the environmental assessment is done at the before, whenever the project is not commissioned. Whenever we are doing the basic engineering thing, the detail engineering thing, all those things, whenever we are doing, then only the environmental impact assessment is done. If you are taking, let's say you are setting up a plant and you are taking the loan from the bank, and you want you have to submit a TFR, which is called as techno-economic feasibility report. Uh, you have to submit, you have to get the permission from the environment department of that state or central body, whichever applicable, and then only you have to submit that permission along with your TFR to the uh, government, not government, to your funding agency or to your investors or whatever investing body. So then only they will give you approval for your yes, you run through this project, be it a greenfield or brownfield or whatever. So environmental impact, then only after that construction works done. After the construction, only the commissioning, then only comes the operations and maintenance. So environmental impact assessments comes at a very preliminary stage, whenever the construction is not even started. That's why I hope it is you're able to understand. Okay. So this comes at a very preliminary stage, not at the operations and maintenance stage. So this all comes under the contract laws and everything. Where later in, whoever is in the architecture department, they will study those things. They will come across the terminologies like BOO, build, own, operate, BOT, build, own, transfer. These many things are there. I mean, how the funding agency and how the operating agency, how they come into agreement that in terms of running the plant and getting profit out of it, what will be the share of the profit and all. So these things, the financial matters and these contracts things, laws comes under all the contractual laws and business laws. There are good courses in NLSIU Bangalore, I think, which is the number one law school of India. The course name is called as the MBL, Master of Business Laws, which is equivalent to Master of Business Administration, MBA. In law field, the MBL is equivalent to MBA in the commerce field. So you can go through this. These things are discussed in detail in that course, if somebody is interested as a continuing education of your profession. Okay. So now we'll hope it is clear. So now we'll go proceed to our next MCQ. Which one of the following population prediction methodologies predicts population using birth rate and death rates among different age groups? Option A is arithmetic increase method, option B is geometrical increase method, option C is incremental increase method, and option D is cohort survival method. Our population is which one of the following methods? Consider the birth rate and death rate among different age groups to predict the population. Sandeep is telling us option D, cohort survival method. Let me discuss in brief. So there are different types of mathematical progresses in mathematics, pure mathematics. There are basically four categories of progress you may consider. There are also other things. If you have studied plant design and economics, there the subjects also comes. So there is arithmetic increase method, which is nothing but arithmetical, the average thing is done. The geometrical increase method, where the product is being done, that means multiplication. Incremental increase method means you are finding the difference between the increases also. Let's say in the first year, from the first to second year, the population was increase was 2000. From the second to third year, the population increase was 5000. Incremental increase means you are taking the difference between differences also. You are taking the 5000 minus 2000 equals to 3000. This one also you are considering in the formula for population prediction. This is the incremental increase method. Geometrical increase method means if you have come across the concept of three kind of averages. One is arithmetic mean, AM. That means if you are taking the average of A and B, that means A plus B by 2. That is the arithmetic average. Geometric means what? Root over of A into B. That is called the arithmetic geometric average of A and B. What is logarithmic mean or logarithmic average? It is called as the A minus B divided by ln of A by B. Similarly, incremental increase and similarly now comes now let's see whatever you have answered. So you have Shondeep and Reja both are telling it as option D, and I think you have answered it correctly. So all of these three answers, that is arithmetic, geometrical, incremental, they are using the existing data or past data of population growth, and they are fitting that data into a formula, and they are with the help of that formula and past data, they are projecting the growth of the future. They are not incorporating the biological factors like birth rates and death rates for population prediction. So the cohort survival method is a method which uses the birth rates and death rates among different age groups for the population prediction. Okay. So now we'll proceed to our next MCQ. Which one? Hope whatever we have discussed till now, whatever everything is clear. Anybody has got anything to say? Can say. No issues. So now next is which obviously related to the subject, water and broad water aspects. If anybody has anything, they can say. Now comes the MCQ. Which one can be used in order to measure the surface areas of water bodies, vegetations, soils, etc. Option A is land usage maps. Option B is carrying capacities. Option C is floor area ratio. Option D is land cover maps. The name itself actually indicates which one will be correct answer and what is the meaning of those particular which one means what. The name of itself actually suggests the meaning. We'll see that the land usage and land cover, these are different things, right? Land usage basically means the human usage, anthropomorphic or anthropocentric usage. And land cover means not only because of the human activities, but also natural activities, natural things. So these two are different. Carrying capacity is determined based on many factors. The vegetation and all, and also how, I mean, how the, in what amount of usage you can do based on the total land available. So you cannot use the entire land. Some must be kept for the regeneration purpose. Some must be kept for, let's say you are setting up a plant. You cannot use the entire area of the plant for your machineries, for your buildings and all. Some area of the plant you have to, I don't know what is the latest rule, but some area of the plant you have to keep vacant just for vegetation purpose, vegetation gardening and greenery. So you have to show to the environmental agency that, see, this is my total area, and among this area, this much of area I have kept for kept as it is, as vegetation. I have not built any infrastructure there. So it is norms nowadays for industries. For household purposes, still there is no norm. So if you are owning any household land, the entire land you can use for your building and staying also. Gardening is not mandatory requirement for your living, but in future, more and more the population increases. It will happen that you have to do stack gardening, gardening in a stack pile manner. Maybe in future it may be a norm, but now it is not a norm. So yeah. So based on the carrying capacities of the land, actually these are decided. And floor area ratio is just a ratio, which is entirely on the usage side, human usage side. So let's say what do you have? Okay, most of you have said it as option D. Shondeep, Tanisha, Daljit, Raja Ali, all of you, I think, are correct. Yes. So you have understood correctly. As this cover things means all the natural things. That means water bodies, vegetation, soils, etc. That's why these land cover maps can be used in order to measure the natural things surface areas. Okay. Surface areas of the natural things. So now we'll go to our next MCQ. Performance gaps inside urban infrastructures can be detected using option A hoche SLB, that is service level benchmark. Option B is MBL, that is municipal bylaws. Option C is SDG, that is again sustainable development goals. And option D is the 74th AA Amendment Act. Which one among the following can be used to detect performance gaps inside urban infrastructures? I will encourage you, whenever you ask a question or speak something, you can turn on your camera. Otherwise, then I will be encouraged. I'll not feel that I am speaking to ghosts. Or you have just switch on your thing in online and you have gone somewhere else. In this way, yeah. At least when I attending, it need not to be turn on your camera. But whenever you are asking something or you are contributing something in the interactive session, then it is encouraged that it's not a norm. I cannot dictate the norm, but yes, it is encourageable. Yeah, Orun is telling us option A. That is service level benchmarks to detect the performance gap. I think it is. I think it is correct. Let's see what others tell. I forgot what is. I'll wait for 1 more minute. Then I'll proceed to the answer. Just memory based question, nothing else. But also by I mean the 74th Amendment Act, you have to just to remember. I don't remember what is there in the 74th Amendment. If you have attended the lectures, you will be able to answer it correctly. Sustainable development goals, there are many things. If you have to go all through the 16 okay. You have to go through all the 16 SDGs to understand whether the urban infrastructure performance gap detection thing is there or not. Municipal bylaws, I don't know. I mean, MBL's urban infrastructures, right? Municipal bylaws, what it will do? Performance gaps, it will not. I don't think municipal bylaws will determine that. Municipal bylaws will do something which is related to government's rules and regulation. Whatever government rules and regulation, municipal bodies will only implement those things. Whether a private sector is performing or not, does government care? Government doesn't care. Municipal bodies doesn't care. Whether it is private or whether whatever institution it may be. Even government institutions, whether it is performing or not, government doesn't care. For example, I have done my final year BTech, final year training in one of the industries, which was named as it was a coal carbonation plant under the Coal India Limited, inaugurated by our ex-Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. So from the day one, the plant is running in loss. But still, whatever the people who are there in the positions of that plant, they are getting their salary because it's a public money. But in case of private sector, it will not happen. If the plant runs in loss, so they will be thrown out of the job, the private employees. But does government care? In case of government plant itself, government doesn't care whether it is running in profit or not. So why government should care in private sector? So for government is MBL. I don't think MBLs will be. I mean, the municipal bylaws will care about to detect the performance gaps inside the urban infrastructure. Yes, it is related with some other things, some other laws and regulations about the urban infrastructure. It will definitely govern those things. But what I believe, yeah. So both Aruna and Daljit has identified it correctly. The service level benchmark. So the infrastructures has been there to provide some services to the people. So if you are benchmarking that, so if you deliver these things, if you are able to meet those expectations, these are called as the benchmarks. Then only your performance is good. So to analyze the performance gaps inside urban infrastructure, you have to detect those gaps. You have to use the SLPs. Yeah, you are correct. Yeah. Go and ask Sandeep.
Sir, I would like to add that municipal bylaws are mostly there for following the building rules, like how much permission you have got for the FAR or the building heights, or maybe the setbacks around the
Yes.
buildings.
Yes.
So those are basically for that purpose. And the 74th CAA is the amendment act in the constitution which provided the power to municipalities
Yes.
as a
For
whole,
implementing
because
those bylaws.
for implementing any type of projects or the purposes or even the master plans also. So the power came to the municipalities from the 74 CA. Before that, the central or the state government was the undertaker of master plans and the other projects. But after the 74 CA, municipalities were the responsible stakeholders in the process.
Oh, okay. So just the whoever will be governing those laws will whoever will be practically involving in the law enforcement processes. So that's what the actually the power got changed by the help of the 734th Amendment Act. But yeah,
Yes, sir.
SDG, yeah, you perfectly said that. And MBLs are municipal laws. For example, I live in a very congested area. So in that area, in municipal law is something that you cannot construct building beyond the second floor. So you can construct up to the second floor on the roof of the third, the
Yes,
ceiling of
sir.
the third
Yeah.
floor. Up to that only you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
form. Beyond that you cannot form. It is based on many other factors. For example, there are if there is fire incident and the
Yeah.
dom call, that means the fighters have to enter in that area. So then they are accessing things and many things comes into the picture. So based
Yes,
on
sir.
those, actually, the MBLs are decided. Yeah, true. But
Also,
it
like
has not to do with the performance.
the rule for rainwater harvesting.
Ah.
So municipal bylaws will only look at whether you have provided the rainwater harvesting in your house or not. But they will not look after that whether you have provided it according to the benchmarking or not. So the major benchmarking work is with the SLBs.
SLS, yeah. I think so, because if you are considering the energy sector, it will happen that if you doing let's say solar energy harvesting, like solar panels, you are putting solar panels in your roof. So the amount of solar panel you are solar energy you will take, that is up to you. You can only your area, that's all. So the more efficient solar panel you will put, the more efficient that will be your benefit. That less amount, but whatever electricity will take from, let's say, electricity distributing bodies, like in case of West Bengal there are CESCs, WBSC, DCL. So there is no. So if you take this range, you will be charged this tariff. If you take this range, you will charge more tariff, like that. So in the water, in most of the cases, the water bills and everything is not there. That's why the water is being used in a very random manner. You will see, if you go to Kolkata and if you see the sites, you will see the municipality water is being supplied, and it is just, there is no valve in the taps. It is just going like anything. So it is being wasted basically because the water bill is not there. If the water bills comes, I think it should come. Then only the water usage will be restricted. So how to determine the tariffs and everything in case of water supply in urban scenario, that is a separate subject altogether. Let's hope it will be discussed in your course, because the one course I took in the 2023, in this time, last year this time, the tariffs and everything, billing, those things are there. Okay. And also billing is also there based on the performance thing. One parameter was performance, one parameter for determining the billing. Okay. So now let's move on to our next what. Okay. So there are components like reports, household surveys, and cartographic maps. You have to determine the data types of these components, whether the data types are primary data types or secondary data types, that you have to tell. You can type A primary or secondary, B primary or secondary, C primary or secondary. In this way, you have to type your answer. Or if maybe all the three you may not remember. If you are remembering one or two, you can type also. No issues. A and C secondary, B primary. Raja Ali study. I think you have watched the lecture, I think. Right. That's why I don't know whether it's correct or not, but you confidently gave the answer all the three. So that's why I'm thinking. Shondeep have also told. A and C secondary, B primary. Secondary. SPS. Everybody is saying SPS. Tanisha has told BS primary. P primary, B star, or not understanding. Acha, B is primary, you are telling. Okay, yeah. Everybody is telling B as primary. A and C secondary, everybody is telling. Okay. A and C secondary, all these is right. Yeah. I think everybody is pretty much confident. Whatever you're telling. See, the reports and household surveys, it is very common to you. What these two things means. But you might not have heard the term cartographic. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so what was I? Yeah, here. So the cartographic maps is something like this. It is prepared. It is a feedback process, which is known as the cartographic communication process, through which the cartographic maps are prepared. So first, what is the reality scenario? The reality is understood with the help of data collection, and then the cartographer's image is prepared. From the cartographer's image, with the help of cartographic abstraction, the cartographic maps are prepared. Okay, and then it is compared with the user's image, and whatever user's image is generated, it is again compared with the reality. So these are one-sided process, and these are feedback processes. So user's image sometimes maps is interpreted, and then if there is certain constructions is done, that is your map cover area and map usage area, as I told, then the reality changes. Then again, in this way, the maps gets edited. Okay, and just like you see a Google image, there is it is written in a C after the copyright. There is mentioned, the year is mentioned, because year to year some different construction may occur, and the Google map may get changed. So that's why whenever the image is taken from the map, image is taken for the generation of the map is important in the cartographic communication process. Okay, so now everybody has answered it, I think, correctly. So option A, reports, is basically your secondary data. Option B, household surveys, is your primary data, and option C, cartographic maps, is again your secondary data. Okay, so everybody has answered it correctly. So now you are given 3 graphs. Each graphs depicts a type of mass transfer. Okay, so the graphs in y-axis of all the 3 graphs, there is concentration, and the independent axis, there is distance. Okay, so concentration, these all the 3 are concentration versus distance graphs. Okay, and the direction of flow is also given. It is from the left to right. That means in the positive y direction, it is the direction of the flow. The nature of the graph is such that in the first case, actually there is no variation of the if you take the direction of the flow. So along the direction, if you take the perpendicular direction of the flow direction, there is no variation in the concentration, right? Yeah, so the concentration is same if you take the y plane, the concentration is same in the y plane, right? But in case of graph 2 and graph 3, this concentration is varying in the y direction, and in these two cases these are varying differently. So you can see the nature, how it is varying in graph 2 and 3, right? So based on that, you are so you have to choose the correct options choose the correct option from the given options actually. So what are the options? Let's see. So option A is stating that graph 1 is advection, graph 2 is diffusion, graph 3 is advection and diffusion. Option B is telling graph 1 is advection and diffusion, graph 2 is diffusion, and graph 3 is advection. And option C is telling graph 1 is advection and diffusion, graph 2 is advection, and graph 3 is diffusion. All the three cases, all the three graphs are basically your relevant whenever water is flowing through a pipe. Fluid flow is occurring through a pipe. Or sometimes what happens that municipality supplies hot water or cold water, and water is flowing through the pipe. So how the temperature is varying inside. So depending on what property you are studying, it may be temperature, it may be some chemicals also in large case. So if the water is flowing through certain treatment, let's say there is a treatment plant, and from very small narrow region, water is coming to a very large region, which is usually used for the settling tanks. So there also this thing is relevant. What is the type of mass transfer that you have to determine? Yeah, time is also up, so I'll not spend much. I will just go with the answer. Then only option A. Do you mean option A, right? Graph one is option one. So I'll not spend much time. I'll go directly to the answer. Oh, so another option is there. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. So graph one is telling us diffusion, graph two is advection, and graph three is advection and diffusion. Okay. So straight away you can say that both of you have stated it correctly. All of you have stated it correctly. Sundip, Reza, and Uruna, that option 1 is the correct answer. Why? Because graph 1 is the advection, graph 2 is diffusion, advection, diffusion. So if the diffusion is there, then the concentration cannot remain same in the Y. That is the reason. So in the Y plane, it cannot go like this. So this cannot be the diffusion. Whenever one states there is diffusion, these all the three options you can see, diffusion is there with graph 1. So this cannot be correct. Only the option 1 is correct, because only in the option 1 there is no diffusion terminology with the graph. The other varying nature may be different. There is no doubt. Okay. So even just by studying the options itself, you can identify which one is the correct answer. So just for your understanding, what is your advection in case of heat transfer? It is occurs in case of fluid transfer also. So if there is a source of heat and the heat is ready, I mean radiation doesn't mean requires any medium. So even if the air is not inside, there is source of heat will transfer to you without the help of any medium. For example, the sun's rays are coming in the earth, which is called as the insolation. So there is no medium present inside the between the sun and the earth. Still the sun's rays are coming in the earth, right? This is called as the radiation, which is responsible for your water cycle. Convection is something where the medium is required, right? Actually the fluid particles, it will become lesser denser, it will go up, and the higher, the cooler particles will come down. In this way the circulation current will be there. It is called as convection. In case of conduction, the solid particles doesn't move, it remains at the same position, but they vibrate. With the help of the vibration, actually the heat is transferred. It is called as the conduction. But in case of, if you see the fluid, let's say gas or liquid, both the convection and conduction terms will be there. That's why they use advection in case of fluids. Conduction is less in case of fluid, convection is more. In solids there is no convection, zero convection basically. In fluids there is both convection and conduction, which is called as the advection. Okay, so now okay, so there will be some true false statement I think is there for your next portion. So we will come across it later, because time is almost up. 7 to 9 p.m. is the time. So I am ending my session here. If you are having some question, whatever we have discussed till now, you can ask. Okay. Otherwise, we will end. So this is the thing. You just tell me to go any number of slides, whatever we have discussed till now. If you are having any question, doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, within 2 minutes, we will close the session. And we'll attend next class in the when we'll attend on 4th August. Before 4th August, you are supposed to do 2 things. One is, it is supposed, it is assumed that you have watched the lecture one week one's lectures. You have not watched, you watch that lecture. You have watched, then very fine. You just do the assignment of the week one, and you do watch the lecture of the week two. And if you are having any doubt regarding whatever I have discussed till now, if you are later you are watching the recording and you are having any doubt, then also you can ask. That in previous class I had this doubt, whichever you told I did not understand. Okay. And regarding any things regarding accessing the recording and all, I think within this week these things recording the slides will also be shared and the recording will also be shared, and that will be shared with you through the Swayam portal I demonstrated earlier. Okay. So I'll close the session within 1 minute.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
So do we have? Can we have transcription of the lectures?
Transcription means
Yes.
whatever I am telling in a word file like that, right?
No, not yours. The professors.
Professor's transcription, it is not there. I mean, in my last 2 classes, it was there. Okay, let me
No,
check.
no, that's already there.
It is
That's
already
it
there.
being updated. You can check it now. So
Uh-huh.
that's there.
In NPTEL, I think it is available. Because some
Okay.
people feel watching live, some people feel comfortable with, in reading. So both cases are available.
Okay. Thank you.
After subsequent from August 1, everything will be available. Some things maybe they are just starting, some things are not available. From August 1, everything will be available. Even if you are not able to access, you just tell me in the next class, I will demonstrate. Okay. So let's close the session now. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye, sir. Good night.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I'll enter recording. Yeah.